All right, we're going to look at a play from the Packers win over the Ravens. It's one of my favorites. And we're going to do something a little different because we're going to start with the throw. You've seen the throw probably 1,000 times, so we're not going to get hung up on it here. We'll get into it a little bit more later. But this is the one to MVS. We've got this in slow motion because it deserves it. So see, drop back, look, throw, just thread it, ear holes the guy, threads it between two defenders before the safety can get there. Really, really beautiful throw. All right. So what happened? How did that happen? What are they running? Here we go. So Packers are running a concept that they run quite a bit. They're basically going to run, and actually we'll run it a little bit here because we've got some motion that's going to come out here. In a second, there we go. There's Jones motion over, and so they're going to run a concept they run quite a bit, and one you've probably heard me talk about before. They're going to run a mirrored smash fade. What that is, to take off an old West Coast concept, you've got hitches, and then you've got this fade route over the top. This is against single high, so we'll actually, let me do this in the blue. We got this against single high, and so they'll do that. If against too high, and I've talked about this before, you do a traditional smash, which would be a corner over a hitch. This, since it's single high, you're able to stretch that a little bit more and attack those areas down the field there. They usually will pair this with, and this is the guy who's going to catch it here, MVS. They'll pair this with usually a middle read concept, middle read route. And so what he'll do, kind of stem straight down the middle. If it's single high, this will run a dig, because he'll be in front of that guy. He'll break before the safety can get there. And if it's against too high, he'll run a skinny post. So basically against one high, cut in front of the guy, against too high, skinny post in between the safeties. That's basically what you're looking at here. This is single high. Now, 90% of the time, so we're going to go, he kind of bends it, and we'll do a dig, but he really kind of throws it to him here. 90% of the time in this concept, the throw goes to the fade. You've seen it to Davante Adams 1,000 times. It's single high. Usually what Rodgers will do, he'll look down the middle field, single high, no one's dropping back. Make sure, if this guy's dropping back, that alters things. Single high. Single high means I've got man-to-man on the outside, and I've got Davante Adams running a slot fade. Most of the time, that's where it ends up going. Not always two MVS. They hit one earlier, or not always two Adams. They hit one earlier and get day two MVS. But you'll see this to Adams a lot. What happens here is, again, so we'll draw this side, hitch, fade. There. Okay. So what are we looking at? Actually, we won't even mess with that. What are we looking at? We're looking at the line. This is what Rodgers is seeing pre-snap. 4 guys on the line. What does that mean? There's no one over MVS. There's this guy here. This guy here is over MVS. So you can kind of take a look at him, see what goes on, and then we're looking at basically who carries him here. But right now, he's uncovered immediately, and Rodgers knows that this is going to bend up. So he's got inside. So basically, is anyone carrying it from the inside? And we know that someone's going to. And what's the safety doing? Is this going to turn too high? Is this guy crashing? And what ends up happening with this is he will carry this up. This linebacker is going to turn and carry him up the field. I believe it's that linebacker. We'll look at this in a second. Turn and carry him up the field. So Rodgers knows at the snap, do a quick check. I've got MVS up the middle of the field with a linebacker carrying him from his spot on the line there. I will take that matchup. I'm taking that matchup. And so we'll see this here. We'll run this, kind of take a look, because he knows kind of immediately. So we're going to see, all right, so this guy drops off over here. You've got this guy here, and we'll see from the other angle. This is where Rodgers keep an eye on. The safety's back. Linebacker's carrying up. Now, linebacker does a very good job. But what's going to happen is MVS is going to bend that, and Rodgers is going to throw that. And we'll see what Rodgers is looking at and from the other angle here a little bit better, and just throw that. Now, it looks impossible. Again, from this angle too, it looks like there's not much room because we've already know there's not much room. But we're going to watch this again in full speed, and then we'll watch from the other angle here as well. So we'll see drop off, carried up, hits that back foot, throws MVS. Perfect throw. All right. So we'll see what he's looking at from this other angle and what he's going to watch. And we're going to see right here in the middle. Here we go. This is the guy. We'll do that in blue. This is the guy who's going to drop and carry MVS. This guy over here is dropping over here. I believe it's him right there. We'll find that out in a second. It might be 54. I think it's him. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're going to watch this. So Rodgers is going to check the motion of, I guess it is probably 54 because we had the slot man. It was 41. Okay, what's going to happen? Rodgers looks straight down the field, so he knows he's got linebacker dropping. He's got MVS carrying a linebacker. Going to keep an eye on this man. So he looks straight down the field. What's he seeing? That's a check a lot of quarterbacks will do, straight down the field. You're checking movement of the safety, movement of the linebackers, and you're also checking the peripheral. So he's looking down the middle of the field. Okay, single high safety. I've got what I thought I had. Now what do? Kind of checks. You can see him kind of glance over at that guy. Okay, and he's holding him. He holds this guy here. Make sure that he stays in place because if not, the window closes. And then he snaps his head back over here. I've got what I wanted. This guy cannot close because I've held him. I've got a single high safety. I've got a linebacker on MVS. I hit my back foot and fire. And there he goes. Held the guy just long enough. Confirmed it was a single high safety. Unleashed a throw. Beautiful throw, and again, kind of breaking what they typically do. Again, against single high, they normally throw that fade route, and so this is kind of a Rodgers kind of saw that pre-snap alignment. He knew what he knew he had a linebacker on MVS, and instead of taking a shot on the fade, he instead adjusted the initial read. Initial read goes to that the MVS kind of on that bender up the middle. Throw there, and it turns out it's a good decision if you can actually make that throw.